All right, first I'm going to write the quadratic formula. X equals opposite of b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. All right. I recommend the songs, like when I'm writing it, I'm like singing the song in my head. I have it to the tune of Jingle Bells. Opposite of b plus or minus root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a, like that. Okay. Anyway, that's the quadratic formula. And here it is. Okay. I first need a equals 1, b equals 14, c equals -8, and let's plug in. Okay. Let me get the focus on the camera. Okay. So x equals opposite of b. Okay. Now this is a really easy thing to mess up, and it's really common, but it's going to be wrong if it's not the opposite of b. So b is positive 14. This is going to be -14, plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c, okay, over 2 times a. A is 1. Okay. Now, a reminder, if b is negative, this is -14 squared. It's the same as positive 14 squared, because a negative times a negative is a positive. So please be careful when you square the number. It's always going to be positive. All right? So let's take a look. I'm going to bring down -14 plus or minus. I'm bringing down 2 times 1 is 2. And here's where I'm doing some math, right? So 14 squared is 196. So that's 14 times 14. And then I'm putting in my calculator. -4, I don't really need to type times 1, but I will so you can see it, times 1 times -8, I get 32. Now, that's, look, it's positive 32, okay? So it's plus 32. All right, now I'm adding that to 196. 196 plus 32 is 228, okay? So this is where this is going. Now, 228, I put it in my calculator. Can I square root 228? No, this is irrational, but I might still be able to simplify it. So let's take 228 over here and see if I can simplify it. The first thing I notice is it's even. I'm just looking at that last number. Is it 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8? Sure is. So I'm going to divide by 2, right? And then look, I'm just going to use my calculator. 228, I'm dividing by 2. I get 114. Is it still even? Sure is. Divide by 2 again. I get 57. Now let's see. Can I divide 57? Let's see. Is it divisible? It's not even, right? So I know it's not divisible by 2, right? Look, I know it's not. 57, can I divide it by 3? Oh, yeah, I can. Okay, so now 3, 19. Okay, I know these are prime. So for 228, I get 2 times 2 times 3 times 19. My doubles become a 2 on the outside, and then 3 times 19 are both singles. That's going to go back to being 57. Okay, so now this is the same as 2 root 57 over 2. Now, what do I notice? I notice that I'm looking for this number, and this number. What can they all be divided by? They can all be divided by 2. So I'm going to divide. -14 divided by 2 is -7. 2 divided by 2 is 1, so that's plus or minus. I'm not going to write the 1, I just write 57. And this 2 divided by 2 is 1. I don't write over 1, right? I look crazy doing that. This is done. Okay, you could view it as this is 2 divided by 2 is 1, or you could just view it as like, oh, I did -14 divided by 2 and 2 divided by 2. Either way, same answer. Let's look at this one. Okay, now remember, this one, look, this one's simplified, but it's irrational, so that's one possibility. Another possibility is that I have rational answers. But the thing to remember, see how this one equals 0? This was in standard form already. This one needs to be put in standard form. It doesn't have a 0 right here, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract 9. Okay, now look. When I subtract 9, is it like terms with any of these? Yes, it is. It's like terms with this one right here. Okay, so look. 3 minus 9 is -6. Now this equals 0. Now I can have my A equals, B equals, and C equals. Okay, here we go. Opposite of B, B is 5. This is -5. Plus or minus the square root of B squared minus 4 times A times C. So my A is 4. My C is -6. Over 2A. All right, here we go. I'm going to bring down my -5, my plus or minus, my 2 times 4, and then I'm just doing this math right here. So this is 5 squared is 25, and then -4 times -6 is 96, and it's positive 96. Okay, positive 96. So then I'm doing plus 25, that's 121. And hopefully you see 121 and you know what the square root is, but if you don't, that's fine, right? Square root 121 is 11. So I get -5 plus or minus 11 over 8. Now here, notice, first of all, it's not square root of 11. I just took the square root. I'm done taking the square root. These are all just numbers that I can just do math with. So this is -5 plus 11 over 8, and -5 minus 11 over 8. -5 plus 11 is positive 6 over 8. I notice this fraction can be reduced by 2, so I get 3/4. Okay, you can also do, if you just put in your calculator 6 divided by 8, 3 divided by 4, you get 0.75. That's okay, but fractions are nice. -5 minus 11 is -16 over 8. Negative divided by positive is negative. 16 divided by 8 is 2. All right, that's the quadratic formula section.